Hello foliage family, my name is Romani, the mother of leafy boys, and today we are going to be ranking my entire Hoya and Dischidia collection. So I know that usually these are ranked separately, but I feel like I don't have enough Hoya or Dischidia separately to make a full video on it. I think altogether I've got about 17 in total, and that's with the Hoya and Dischidia combined. So I think their care is close enough and their vibes are sort of close enough that they can be ranked in the same video together. But without further ado, let's actually start looking at the collection. I'm going to go in no particular order, and I am going to be ranking it using this kind of tier list. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to be a little bit off to the side so that you can see the ranking as I pop them up on our little scoreboard. I have a little cheat code on my Kindle so that I can see which ones are on what tier, because I have pre-ranked them so that I don't get off track, because I'm pretty good at getting off track in these videos. So the first one is my Hoya Kalimantan, and it kind of doesn't have a front. Like, that's the side that faces the window, but this is a side that faces me, and I think both sides are pretty cute. Aww. I just noticed that the blooms have opened and are slowly starting to fall off. So some of them are falling off. Oh, I don't know if you just saw that, but they all just fell off. Oh, that's really sad. But it did bloom, so that's exciting. I definitely wouldn't say that this is my favorite Hoya. It was one that I was very excited to get, but it's taken a really, really long time to grow. Like, really, really long time. I've had this for a couple of years now, and it does put out like a lot of these like long tendrils. So if it's not actively climbing something, it's not going to produce new leaves. So I think I would have to rank this at a C level. I love it, and I wouldn't get rid of it. I do like it in my collection, but it doesn't like flow, cascade down. I like trailing plants. It's got cool veination, so that's definitely a plus. But it's just like a really slow grower, and I am really impatient when it comes to wanting lush full plants. Also, this is my first year of it blooming, which is exciting, but C level. We're going to go with this one next because it was up above my head and I was really worried I was going to forget about it. But this one here is my Hoya Linearis, and I feel like this is everyone's like amazing S tier, like perfect plant. So I've put it as B. It's in my B tier. Like, I really love it. I think that it's really cool. I've heard it has beautiful blooms, and I am excited for it to maybe one day bloom for me as well. But again, it's another one of those like really slow growers. I've had a couple of bouts of mealybugs on it that I'm not a massive fan of, and until it really bushes out, like I've seen beautiful lush pots, until it bushes out, it gives Gollum Smeagol hair vibes. It doesn't look so great even when it's little. There's a lot of Hoya that look quite beautiful even when it's not very lush and full, and I feel like the Linearis is just not one of them. This next one has been in my collection for such a long time. This one is my Hoya Matild. It's not very splashy. I know a lot of people have quite splashy Hoya Matild, but it is just like your regular Hoya Matild. I'm just pulling off a yellow leaf that I just found in it because I have been overwatering it. Yay! And I would say that this one is another B tier. It's not A tier, it's not like one of my absolute favorite plants. I definitely wouldn't get rid of it in my collection. This is one that would stay with me forever. But I have so many issues with mealybugs on the Hoya Matild. I've never got it to bloom, ever, and I would really love it to bloom. I do find it's quite easy to propagate and care for, but I think it's just like such a mealybug magnet for me that I can't see past that. So for me, the Hoya Matild would have to be a B tier Hoya. So this one here is my Hoya Polina, just like your basic green form. And I do love this plant. I love the shape of the leaves. I think it's gorgeous, but again, it is going in my B tier. I feel like I'm like getting rid of all of the B tiers really quickly. I don't intend to do that. I am just grabbing whichever ones I see, but this one is B tier vibes. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's somewhat easy care. It's not as hard as some Hoyas, but I do have issues, I think, with overwatering it. I don't know. I just, when there's a plant where you just like, it could do better, or you could do better, and we're just not quite clicking the way I want us to. And maybe one day we will, but for now, she's a B tier until she's looking like lush and beautiful. I think she's a B tier. All right, and skipping all the way up to the top, you can argue with me on this, but this is an S tier plant. This is a Dischidia. So the first S tier plant is actually a Dischidia, not a Hoya, but it is a Dischidia Million Hearts Variegata. And I think I used to have 3, but I think I'm now down to 2. 2 of these plants in my collection. And I think that they are just the most stunning plant. If it's really bushy and full, it can look like this like massively like cascading beautiful plant. But if it is thin and it only has a few strands, it really looks like a statement plant. And I couldn't pick if I wanted this full lush pot or if I wanted it to be, sort of piecey and strandy. So I have 2 because I could not pick, and I don't think I'd have it any other way because I think they are just stunning. Also, the like pot and plant combo cannot be beat in my collection. Cannot be beat. This is where it's at. This is the ultimate duo. Prove me wrong. We're going to go with one that's outside next, and I'm just going to like pop an image in front of me here of what this plant looks like. It's called a Hoya Hirsuta? I'm not quite sure, but this would be sitting in my D tier list, and I think there's nothing against it. I just don't vibe with it. It feels like it's really nothing too special. It really climbs upwards instead of trailing down. I think the one thing I really like about Dischidia compared to Hoya is Dischidia, even though they could climb up, Dischidia tend to be chill with climbing down for the most part, like trailing down. With like Hoya, they just so desperately want to cling and climb to things. And I'm going to let it climb because I'm hoping maybe I'll fall in love with it that way, but it's just not my vibe. Anyway, moving on. Oh my god. I just watered it. So this is so heavy. I cannot explain. This here, oh my god, is my Hoya Variegata Compacta. And my Compacta, oh my god, it just dripped water on me. Ha! Sorry. You okay there? You okay? Looking at my list, I know I put it kind of low. Oh, C tier. This is C tier. Hoya Compacta. And I'm currently dripping water everywhere because I just watered it. You can see it has bloomed. Put it in front of my face so that it focuses. It has bloomed. It hasn't opened yet. I wish it had opened so that you could actually see them open. If you follow me on Instagram, I will post a little picture when the blooms have actually finally opened because I'm really excited. It's got like 6 blooms on it currently, just scattered all over. So that's great. I love that it's blooming. The variegation is great, but it is a slow grower. It is so slow. It is painfully slow. I've had this for 5 years. I've had it for so long and it just has barely grown, and I'm kind of like once I think it's full and lush and beautiful, it'll be great. But I think my biggest suggestion is if you want one of these plants, get it when it's already big, because if you're going to grow it slowly, it is going to be the most painful plant you've ever grown. I'm going to put this down before I break my arm. I feel like this is going to be so unpopular. Like this is going to be a super unpopular opinion. But this is my Crimson Queen, because the white variegation's on the outside. And this is in my D tier. It feels bad to say because I feel like other people are going to be really disappointed. I know that this is in so many people's like A tier, S tier Hoyas, but it's just not. It's just not for me. If you can see here, it grows so much white, just plain white. If you look over here, the new growth as well, that is all white at the top there. And like while all white is beautiful, it grows really clustered and slow and then dies back. So this plant and like every new growth, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different growth points in here that have come up, and every single one of them are full white, not a speck of green. And again, I would love to have a beautiful plant that's like lush and full, because that's the goal with this plant, but it's not going to grow lush and full if every single strand that it's popping out is just full white. It's beautiful for a period of time, but then those leaves fall off, and it also grows really slowly because the white doesn't photosynthesize. So there are some green strands that are growing, which is lovely, but yeah, I think overall D tier for me. I'll keep it, but if it dies, I'll never really replace it. There is a lovely bloom happening, and again, I'll post a picky on my Instagram when it finally opens. I am excited for these blooms. It's just, give me a little bit more green growth, you know? If you know me, you know this plant because I love it and I talk about it all the time. I'll give you a second to guess where this is. Where do you think it would be? And that's right, it's an S tier. Of course, like look at this plant and tell me that that is not an S tier plant. Stunning. Look at the blooms. I'll go out of the frame and look. Look at them. They're so gorgeous. Like I want to cry. And unlike all of the other plants that held out on their blooms and made me wait, this plant I barely owned for a couple of months before it started to bloom. It does not withhold. It does not withhold the beauty. It just gave me blooms, and it gives you heaps. I don't know if you can see like how many blooms are on this plant. There's like, I can't even be bothered counting because there's that many. There's so many blooms on this plant, and again, it bloomed pretty much instantly for me. I actually have a couple that I'm going to be selling very soon. I'll be selling them at the Plantapalooza in Rockley. So I'll be selling them very soon, and even the little babies that I've got have like little blooms, like little bloom buds on them. So yeah, I absolutely love this plant. I can't wait to share more of this plant, and I hope that it becomes a lot more common. All right, the next one is one that gets so many questions over on my Instagram. I feel like constantly people are pointing it out and asking what kind of Hoya this is. Firstly, it's not a Hoya. It is a Dischidia, and it's called a Dischidia Oiantha. Oiantha! We got there eventually. Oiantha. I actually don't know if that's right. But Dischidia Oiantha is the name. Variegata, of course, it's got the variegation. And it does give me a lot of like full white parts, which is gorgeous. Just a little 360 for you. And this one here has to be an A tier plant. I think also the first A tier one that we've listed so far. And it could be S tier. Like I definitely would never get rid of this plant. He's just having a really good time. Anyway, so the point is, I absolutely love it. I would never get rid of it. I think the only reason that it is not an A tier is because it tends to just get everywhere. It grows so ferociously that it will just like reach out and grab onto plants nearby. It will climb up the railing. I think you can even see it's climbing up the like rope here. Is that focusing at all? It's climbing up the rope. This was hanging on the ceiling. it tends to be a bit of a like, I want to get everywhere and go everywhere kind of plant. But still very, very cool, very beautiful. I would definitely keep it in my collection forever. This one was the one that I was talking about when the battery ran out. So I'm just going to start again. This one is a Hoya Kamingi D. Kamingi D. I hope that's right. But this one is like cute. I put it in like a little fairy house pot because it feels very fairy-like. But honestly, I would have to say it is a D-list plant. And do I have a reason? I don't know. I don't know if I actually have a reason. It's cute and all. It is a very slow grower. I feel like it's also really picky. I think I was just really excited to get it initially, and the love wore off. Kind of just lives in my collection. I think if it was, again, one of those plants that was to die, I don't think I would replace it. And that's not to say I don't love what it adds to my collection now. I just kind of could take it or leave it. No real pest problems. I think the first time I bought it, it did immediately die, but I think that had more to do with the actual plant I was given rather than the fault of the entire kind of plant. I think just that specific plant had like dry rot when I got it and just like cacked it within about 2 days of owning it. Maybe that's what sort of put like a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to this particular plant. All right, sun is fading. Let's get a move on. Who have I not spoken about yet is my next question. How about you? You stunning little gorgeous plant over here in the corner. Isn't she gorgeous? This one here is my Pubic Calyx Splash. So gorgeous, very splashy. I think I like lucked out and got like a super splashy Pubic Calyx Splash. Stunning, grows massive leaves for me as well. This one here is a C tier for me. I think it's just because it's not one that I like particularly sought out. It's not one that I was like, I need to have that in my collection. I can see it and I love it. I just came across it one day when I was at Templex Nursery. It looked beautiful. And I was like, yeah, you can come home with me. That's fine. It was super cheap. But like everything at Templex Nursery is always super decently priced. But yeah, I don't know. C tier. It's not like amazing, phenomenal. I love it. Get me 20 of them. But I love it in my collection. I'll keep it in my collection. If it died, I don't think it would, honestly. I don't even think I need to think about that. It's so chill. I know I have it in a self-watering pot, but I don't actually need it to be in a self-watering pot. It likes it though. It likes being in the self-watering pot. It's got like a little, it's ugly as, but you can see that's in the bottom. I need to give you some more water, but this is what I'm talking about. It's like little reservoirs empty and I haven't watered it and it's kind of like, meh. So C tier. C tier for being unproblematic, but kind of cute. Let's move on. All right, this next one is my Hoya Polina Albo outer variegated. I would love the inner variegated one. I've seen that one popping up more and more recently, and I would definitely froth it. At the moment, this is a B tier plant for me. And I think this one is going to cause a fight because I mean I love it as an S tier. Like my heart has it as an S tier plant, but it has to be a B tier plant because it's been very problematic for me. I've tried propagating it and I've had some issues in the past with propagating, like the propagation's just failing or the propagation's failing being repotted. So I'll try and transport them back into this plant to make a fuller, lusher pot and they would just die. I don't know if it's my soil that's the issue. I have a lot of yellowing leaves. Like if you look here, that there is a tiny yellow leaf that never actually turned into a leaf. Why did it do that? I don't know. The other leaf right beside it seems to be fine, but that one has turned yellow. Why do we hate me? Great question. All of your other siblings seem to be fine living in my house. you don't. You'll see how many like empty spaces there are where it's lost leaves. There used to be 2 stems here that I've chopped off because those entire stems yellowed back, lost all their leaves. I tried to chop off the tips, propagate them, unsuccessful. So B tier it is, and honestly, that's being kind. It probably should be a C tier. Considering all the it's like the most problematic plant in my entire collection of Hoyas. So really it should be at the very bottom, but I'm not that nasty because I think it's super beautiful and I love the way it looks. So I don't want to put it lower. But if it keeps throwing these fits, I'll be thinking about maybe putting it 1 stage lower. And then this next plant is the, not Hoya, Dischidia Ovata, also known as the watermelon Dischidia, but I just refer to it as Ovata most of the time. Absolutely love it. It is a very, very lush, full plant, as you can see. When it gets sun stressed, the reason it's called watermelon is because it gets like pink on the leaves. Can you see that there? Like how pink that gets? So pretty. So yeah, it's super lush, super beautiful. I've chopped this one back a million times and it keeps growing and growing and growing, but it's a C tier. And it's got nothing to do with the foliage and all to do with the blooms. I just won't, and like they're not pretty. I think Hoya have beautiful blooms. Dischidia often don't have that nice of blooms. Like their blooms are kind of yeah. And this one's blooms are yeah, and also everywhere. Can you see? These are the blooms. Yeah, it's covered in them. And you would think that's great, but they don't really open up. They don't really flower, and then they get everywhere. They fall off. These little things, they fall off, and then they're cut. Like they're already, I can see like 7. There's a whole bunch that are on the table here as well. They're everywhere, and they're so annoying. And it makes me kind of want to make this an outdoor plant, but I don't get to see my outdoor Hoyas or Dischidias as much. But because of the blooms, it's very tempting. So this one might be pushed outside, and I might love it more if it's an outdoor plant because I'll get to enjoy it without having to like vacuum the floor underneath it every like 2 to 3 business days. Yeah, C tier purely because it just will not stop blooming. Mate, he's having a really fun time. He just keeps driving back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Like, mate's enjoying his Saturday afternoon. Good for you. Not good for me, but good for you. I'm looking around and I think we've come to the end. No. There's one that's outside. Another one that is outside. So the, I don't know how to say this. Tansangi Variegated. Tansangi Variegated. It's a Hoya. I'll pop a little picture in front of my face. Look, it's nice enough. But I mean, for one, it was meant to be variegated and it's pretty much lost all of its variegation. So not that fabulous anymore. And it's not that I wanted it purely for the variegation. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's one of those plants where I need to grow it more scarce, like propagate it and make a smaller pot of it. And if I got a smaller pot, it might look better. Kind of like the Hoya Matild, I feel looks better when it's smaller, and the Million Hearts Dischidia looks better when there's less of it in the pot. Like maybe it's one of those plants that just looks more stunning if it's smaller. I don't know, but for the moment it's outside and it's on my veranda, and I thought that meant that it would get more variegation because it's getting more sun, but that just doesn't seem to be the case. All right, this next one is the Dischidia nummulera, another one that has been pointed out a lot. It's also known as the string of nickels, I think. The Dischidia string of nickels. Again, another one that's been pointed out in the back of my videos a fair bit over on my Instagram. I love it. It's gorgeous. It's stunning. She's beautiful. She's silvery. She's foliagey. And she is a B tier. No, sorry, I'm wrong. A tier. A tier. I forgot there was an S tier and I knew there was the one down. It's an A tier. A tier, not 100% an S tier, just because I've had some spider meat issues with it, and I wasn't in love with having to get rid of the spider mites on it. I haven't had spider mites on it for a really long time, but yeah, I think overall A tier is pretty good, and it's one of my favorite plants, so I love it, would never get rid of it. If I lost it, I would buy it again a million times over. Finishing on a high note, it is my Hoya Heuschkeliana. That's such a hard word to say with an Australian accent, or I'm just bad, but I find it very hard to say, but I think it's gorgeous. She's stunning, super variegated. It gets the most beautiful pink sun stressing on the leaves when it gets a lot of sunlight. Super easy care. I know people say that it's difficult to propagate, but I haven't found that to be an issue. I've propagated and sold a couple, and I'll have some more of it when I go to the markets. But yeah, S tier, top tier, absolutely best plant that I've ever purchased in my entire life. S tier when it comes to just plants. Plants in general. This one and the Hoya Bella right up there for like just plants in general, some of the best. All right, so that is it for my tier list. This is what the final tier list for my collection looked like. Let me know in the comments below if you would agree with my choices, where you might have put these plants in your collection, and if you suggest there are any like S tier Hoya Dischidia that you think I should add to my collection, because I'm genuinely curious. I only have, what was that, 16 or 17 in my collection in total, so I'm looking for a little extra Hoyas and Dischidias to add into my collection, so I would really be interested to hear what you have to say. But that is it for today's video. Only about half of you guys that are actually watching my videos the whole way through are subscribed to my channel. I know I'm really new here to YouTube, so I can understand you might be a little bit apprehensive, but if you follow, that would be really amazing. I would definitely appreciate it. I really want to continue making these kinds of videos if that's something that you would be interested in. So if you want to see me continue to pop up in your feed, it would be really appreciated if you could like this video, subscribe, and I would love to see a little flower for all the blooms in this video dropped in the comments below if you did watch it the entire way through. But thank you guys for watching once again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!